I was almost kidnapped by the cartel. I'm writing this as a memoir of what happened while it's still fresh in my mind and to share it with all of the amazing people here at r/Let's Not Meet. I've been reading all of you for almost a year now and I feel like I should share my story. I'll have to leave some details out, for reasons you'll soon learn. This happened 1 year and 2 days ago. It was the day I never expected to come. It changed my life in so many ways that I still feel like I cannot digest it. I want to start saying a little bit about myself, so you understand the context and why it was so weird and foreign for something like this to happen to me. I'm a fairly geeky guy. I love science fiction and video games. I worked, at the time, as a design engineer in a factory and spent most of my weekends with friends, hiking, playing board games or watching movies. So you realize nothing I did would attract the attention of the cartels. I do not have a lot of money, I just live a lower middle class type of life here in Mexico. But the real issue was my sister, who has a high-ranking position in the public security area of politics. That is the reason I was targeted. It was a Tuesday early morning. I was on my way to work, which started at 6 a.m. I remember that day I took my dad's SUV, I have a small sedan, because they were away on vacation and I was supposed to pick them up at the airport after work that day. I lived about half an hour away from my work, so I left at about 5:25 a.m. every morning. When I was leaving I saw a pretty shady SUV parked like a block away from my house, and honestly after my sister took her job I was more aware about things that I saw out of place. I felt a little bit paranoid because weeks before it happened I felt like someone was following me. So yeah, I passed this SUV and saw a guy on the driver's seat with a baseball cap. I stopped for a bit, looked him straight in the eye and he just looked down and covered his face. I honestly didn't think too much of it. My family had been telling me weeks prior that I was just overreacting and no one was following me, so I thought it was just some random guy waiting for someone. I took off to work, and for me to get there, I have to go through a really ugly neighborhood, which is poorly lit and has a really bad reputation. I was in a 2-lane street that's only one way. I was in the right lane at the time and saw a Jeep Cherokee just speed by me on the left lane, and then continue its way in front of me. When we arrived at the end of the street I had to turn right to get to work, and the Cherokee just completely stopped on the right lane in front of me, with their blinker signaling to the left. I found it kinda weird, but I did not want to be an asshole and honk at them and wanted to give them a few seconds to move. While I was waiting a freaking Explorer came screeching on the left lane. It stopped next to me, and 4 guys came out of it with guns and one with a baseball bat. The guy with the bat smashed my window and hit me in the face, while another put a gun to my head and said "Esto es de verdad, pendejo. Bájate del carro," translates to, "This is real, asshole. Get out of the car." So, please understand that at the moment I did not feel like they wanted to steal my car. I already knew they were trying to kidnap me. If I knew they just wanted the car I would have given the car to them. But I pieced everything together, the cars that I felt were following me at night every day, the guy just sitting on the SUV outside of my place, and obviously my sister's job. I knew that if they took me, it would be torture followed by certain death, and if they really wanted to kidnap me, they would not kill me. So I stepped on the gas, I smashed between the Cherokee and the Explorer and ran over one of the guys. I fucking sped as much as the SUV would give me and honked so I could make a lot of noise and people would notice. My hope was to get to my workplace, which had private security, and call my sister so she could move Illis the police. With all the adrenaline on me I passed the entrance to my work and tried to turn back, but I crashed on a corner. At that moment I honestly felt like my heart would come out of my mouth. Everything moved so slow. So I tried to calm myself down, I breathed, saw through my mirrors if they were following me, and I saw no one, an empty street that was already lit by the morning dusk. The SUV was still working. I turned around, got to my work, yelled at the security guards to open the doors. I parked at the entrance, got out of the car and called my sister. After that I went inside and talked to my boss about what had happened and went to the restroom to clean the glass and blood off my hair and face. When I came out of the restroom and out to the parking lot, there were about 10 cop cars outside my workplace. My sister had already told me to speak with a specific police officer and confirm his name. Everything went smooth and I felt safe and protected. After that I moved into my sister's house, which has police guarding it. I have bodyguards that are with me every time I go out. This has cost me my job, relationships, lifelong friendships. Everyone's afraid to hang out with you when they know you are a target for the cartels, and it's understandable, but it does not make it feel any less shitty. Investigations continued through the beginning of 2017. I later found out through security camera footage that there were 3 SUVs in total with about 12 people trying to kidnap me. I found out that the cartel that was after me was one of the most powerful cartels in the world and that the person who was in charge of investigating my case was killed. So, right now I'm working for the Mexican government. It's a low-profile job which does not pay much and does not attract too much attention. I've looked for ways to leave the country, but I do not have enough money or qualifications. I'm a college dropout. I'm still living with my sister, with people protecting me and my family 24 hours a day, and the guys who tried to kidnap me are still at large. I'm trying to make the best of this situation. I've lost a lot of weight, I spend more time with my nephews, and recently got into a steady relationship. But, honestly, I'm always on edge and feel like I'm in imminent danger. So, to the guys who tried to kidnap me, let's not meet. Edit. Thank you guys for all your kind words and support. I honestly thought this would get buried. A lot of you are saying that this could bring me unwanted attention, and believe me when I say that a Reddit post isn't going to change anything. People in my town know who I am and where I live, so yeah, don't worry guys.